What is popping? It is week 6 of the PDL season 11, and we are still undefeated at 5-0 going into this week. So it has been a successful season thus far, and we are playing Xander, I guess is his name. Always blame lag, or the I forget the name of his team will be in the name of his team will be in the title, but it's the Temporal Guardians also. All right. In some personal news, my computer may or may not be crapping out. It's pretty much fine, but you know, the casing is all fucked up, and the freaking the fan is not making its noise as often as it had been. Well, see if you can hear this or not. I don't know if you'll be able to on the playback, but it is just chugging right along. But yeah, if I move it, it may start going, and that will, maybe it won't stop, and so the recording will get more fucked up than it is already. But yeah, let's just get into the battle. It isn't enough jibber jabber. My opponent this week is a good player, and thus he felt that he had the ability to meme when drafting this season. Now, going into this week, he is 2-3, and that is not terrible considering the tools that he has at his disposal. He basically had 41 points left over. It's 120 draft league. 120 point draft league, and he used about 80 points. He has pretty much mostly real mons. You know, Wishy-Washy and Golem, not so much. But, you know, I've seen plenty of teams that have 2 unmons down at the bottom like that, and then 9 real mons, and that's what he has. So it's, you know, a team that you have to actually try for. He is a good player, and that will reveal itself when we get into the match as well. His kill leader is Hisuian Typhlosion. I believe it's in the top 20 of kills. I think it has something like 7. No, not 7, because that's how much my Hisuians are. That's in the top 10. It has like 5 kills. At any rate, it's his most dangerous mon outside of, I guess, Darkrai, which is, you know, his top tier guy that he, I'm sure, wanted to use now that it's been unbanned for this horrible power prep generation. To me, looking in the team, I think Revavroom is the biggest threat. I'm pretty weak to ground, and I can, you know, Terra ground. Honestly, he should Terra several more of his Pokemon. He can Terra Darkrai, he can Terra Palmot, and even after that, I think he can Terra Espeon and maybe even Matisse as well. So, I'm not positive why his entire team is not Terra, since he has the points for it. Unless I'm forgetting exactly. No, wait, yeah, he has like a threshold. Yeah, it's like 20 points for the Terra Cabinets or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, basically his whole team can Terra anyway. Yeah, like Furret becomes a threat with Terra ground. All these things can easily Terra ground. So first thought that I had was, once again, gonna bring Shukaberry Gudra, and that should handle Furret. Hold on. They still have not fixed this over here. People are complaining on Showdown that, like, oh, it's been 2 or 3 days since the DLC came out and they haven't done the sprites over there yet. This looks like crap. Yeah, well, Pokepace, this is a Hisuian Pokemon. come on. Like, Pheasantipity I might excuse at this point. But again, that's been out since DLC 1. This is Hisui for 1. They need to take care of it. Fix it. In the wise words of one chubby checker. But anyway, Hisui and Gudra can Dragon Tail out any of these big setup sweepers. It doesn't hardly take Jack from a Frost Moth, and it has a Shucka for TB Ground over there, as well as TB Ground on Furret. Heavy Slam will 2-hit KO almost everything, and just saying that should give you kind of an idea. I mean, like, he doesn't, you know, say what you will about, you know, the team itself. It doesn't really have walls at all. It has Aromatisse, and that's pretty much it. Like, so basically my approach, aside from having Gudra able to take hits, and also Wo-Chen is my dedicated, what's this guy? Anti-Lotion check. With a Terra Fire and Assault Vest, it was taking nothing at all in that preps. Other than that, it's just to be really offensive. We've got Double Scarf here, which is going to be really good. Passimian finally coming off the bench. That is going to be fun. Into his team, you know, you pretty much can't really prep for Terra outside of Terra Ground because it's good in my team. So that's what I'm guessing he'll be, other than like Terra Fire on a Typhlosion. So those are the most obvious Terras. But as far as you know, offensively, I guess I did prep a little bit because I have Power Whip on Wo-Chen, and that's definitely for Terra Grounded Mon, because I don't think he didn't actually have a ground type outside of Golem, which probably will come because I have Regieleki. But yeah, outside of that, prepping offensively for potential Terras, because he's almost certainly going to be an offensive Terra because he doesn't really have a defensive Mon to be able to sit. Then yeah, we're just gonna hit stuff, and then if we hit something and force a Terra, then that's fine. But yeah, Wo-Chen, the nice knockoff, really useful. TB Fire, good for Frost Moth, and Reverend if it doesn't want a Terra on us. And then Power Whip and Body Press will do good damage on those things. Body Press for Burt and Darkrai. Had didn't really feel the need for Ruination. I thought it would be good though. Choice Band Cinderace kills everything. I'm getting a little long-winded here, but yeah, Gliscor, he doesn't have hazard control outside of Frost Moth. I am not going to bring hazard control either because all he has is Stealth Rock from Golem, which may not come. And at any rate, I'm not going to bring Defog just for Stealth Rock, really, especially if I'm mainly going to be offensive. Yeah, so I'm not going to lose to that. Yep, I'll go ahead and get into it. But well, I want to highlight Double Scarf again real quick because that's going to be crucial. And also, Choice Band Cinderace, really Pyro-Ball kills like everything on the team, taking it away. So let's go ahead. Alright, so we see no Revavroom, which is really good for us because in prep, that was coming the closest to beating me when Doge was using that. However, Gliscor was sitting on that, so that's why I decided to bring that over, I guess, Yuxi or Mola. Gungshot was doing too much for Mola. But, yeah, I'm thinking that, I want to take the opportunity this week to say that I have not been playing my best ball here. I am undefeated, but I really think I'm vulnerable because every time I go through these games, I see something that I could have done better, and I comment on it. But then I feel like I'm going back and watching the video, and I'm like, You know, I screwed that up too, so I did a little more effort to go through why this game was not optimally played, and I came up with a lot, so I'll go through that as I'm going through this, because I think that's part of the reason why I do these as a post-com anyway. I want to learn from my own mistakes. So we're going to go ahead and, you know, win or lose, not going to say until the end, obviously, but we will see, and I will say what is the problem. So we feel like we can probably just lead off with Passimian because it is doing everything except for Romatis, which big deal. I am going to go ahead and I see Darkrai. So in prep, I was kind of conditioned to Scarf. I'm not going to bother to calc whether, you know, Scarf Psyshock knocks me out or whatever. But the thing is, he didn't really have any reason to be Scarf. And so, because he outspeeds my entire team outside of Regieleki, which is obviously not here. At the same time, basically I'm just thinking, okay, I don't want him to, you know, turn 1 stay in just because it's turn 1 and miss out on a KO, which is probably faulty logic because U-turn's already going to do a big chunk and like will get him down under 50. But anyway, yeah, I am going to CC, and he's going to go Aromatisse, which is kind of annoying for me. I wasn't really exactly considering what I would do here. Not that this is a threat, but I'm just not thinking ahead at this point, which is annoying. So I'm like, crap, I didn't get that turn right. Oh well, I guess I can go Pheasantipity. But then I realized, midway through the click, that this is an easy predict. And yeah, he actually gets rewarded with this crit. So really annoying. It is an uncommon move, and this is a really passive Pokemon, and I've taken him, been making some more offensive switches. I couldn't go Cinderace because it can't, I don't have Gunk Shot on it, so it doesn't actually threaten Aromatisse yet with an Oko, even at 81%. Pyro Ball, I think, was 58, since I'm banded. But yeah, so I mean, we are in, and we do have the Poison Jab to threaten. And then so we do, at least this time, you know, go ahead and go for that U-turn. A little bit easy. And you know, I've been thinking a lot about staying in with regards to predicting U-turns lately. I don't do it here, but something that I may consider a little bit more, because, you know, when I watch draft games from like, you know, the real drafts with MD and AIM and stuff, people are always U-turning around, always getting, you know, solid value out of each click, predicting people U-turning out and rocking up and stuff, and on switch outs for threatened mons, and feeling like that's something that, you know, could stand to be a little bit more exploited by me and maybe by everybody, to be honest, but obviously there's huge risk. And then so at this point I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and get Wo Chen in, even though I could probably just go Passimian. I did the calc, and even max HP, it will deal with this. I'm pretty sure that he is not full Fizz Def. 20 is a bit much. I didn't run the calc, which is also something that is I need to, you know, spank myself over. But we do have Wo Chen in, and this will threaten the Oko. And I kind of want to get it into Terra Up, which is really nonsensical, actually. We Power Whip, and from that point we would 2-hit Mega Sceptile with a TB Fire. I guess he goes Aromatisse to Scout for, I have no idea really why he goes Aromatisse, but there's no real reason to not. Not like I was gonna predict the seed or anything, but maybe he didn't want to Mega Up just yet and take damage because he couldn't do anything to Wo Chen if I was not Terra'd. Yeah, that's it. At any rate, we foolishly Terra Up, and now we are weak to ground. We are probably slightly more weak to Darkrai. I'm not scared of Focus Blast, really. I guess we're not weak to Aromatisse, Big Whoop. But yeah, this is just an instance of, you know, oh, I have the Terra, I might as well use it. So yeah, I just become way weaker to, you know, Earthquake from Sceptile and TB Ground Furret. And it's just dumb, just foolish, and I should die. Dude, how dumb that play. Just kidding. It's not the worst play ever. I probably make a few worse plays in this game, but at any rate, go ahead. And then I just go into Gliscor because I can't do much to this thing. I figure maybe I can like spike up, or I don't know. I'm still thinking he's pretty passive, but then he reveals Calm Mind, and so this thing becomes an actual threat. I'm actually kind of lucky though at this point because I do have Toxic on it. I could have gone maybe Ace, but it can't kill yet. And on that Wo-Chen turn, he would have just Psy-Shocked anyway, so it's not like I would have only taken a resisted hit. However, now I decide to just kind of sit on this because I'm thinking that I don't need this that much because I have Goodra for Furret. This almost certainly has Ice Punch. I don't know what something that in my notes here I didn't even notice, but I do have Dual Wing Beat, which would beat Sceptile at this point, and I do believe. And also I obviously have EQ for Golem. So once again, you know, Gliscor has really people were you know, clowning on the pick for round 1, and I'm not saying that, you know, the reason or it not having a whole bunch of kills. Anyway, yeah, I'll just show you. Yeah, you can imagine this is how this played out. I just sit on it, and I ended up getting 2-hit KO. Sucks. I do get the spike up, even though Tidy Up is coming up, so that's another pretty dumb play. But, you know, yeah, Gliscor, it really has not done a lot this season at all. And that's another just sack of it from me. I failed Gliscor. It's not its fault. Remember that turn that I allowed it to die to Ice Spinner on turn 2? Yeah, it's really been, it actually now, because you'll see Passimian will put in work in this game. It is the worst member of the team statistics-wise. You know, I wouldn't change the team or anything like that. I'm not gonna make any transactions. But yeah, it's just funny, you know. We do have Pheasantipity in now, yeah, I could have. I was gonna say, yeah, I could have gone instead of here. Yeah, I could have gone Ace. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, Ace will take any 2 hits, even from +1, and so it can at least get a band up, and it's really not looking like, you know, the most vital member of the team. So yeah, it was probably Ace because it takes less damage than Gliscor actually does here, even from, well, I mean from Moonblast obviously, but it would have lived a Psyshock afterwards. So foolish, losing Gliscor would have really helped with Furret, or, you know, Sept or Golem or anything. So he decides that, you know, he wants to preserve even though he's toxic. Understandable, I guess, because if you come back, you're not going to be taking as much chip from Toxic. Unfortunately, we are forced to Poison Jab, and we don't get Toxic Chain or the Poison. And so now I don't have a great switch into this because, again, I'm Terra fired up, and I have to go Passimian and use my one sack of its health that I have. Yeah. Now this time I'm not going to be dumb again and close combat. This time I actually am thinking a little bit ahead, and I realize that if I U-turn into my Goodra, which is faster than this extremely slow Pokemon, I will have enough chip to take this out with a Heavy Slam. my notes here. Make sure I didn't miss anything I want to talk about. So it's probably annoying to listen to. Yeah, but at this point, nice intermission there. This thing comes out, and I can't get rid of Goodra because I have Burret in the back, still waiting here, and I really need that, especially because Gliscor is gone. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, Cinderace is slower than Darkrai. It's going to need to be in front of Burret to do anything to this. It's slower than Sceptile. And I don't think I have high jump kick, right? No, I don't. I actually did have Gunk Shot, but yeah, wait a minute. I had Gunk Shot. I could have gone that on Aromatisse like every time. Oh, whatever. Yeah. This is exactly what I've been saying. You know, I'm definitely frustrated when I'm playing this game. So I have to sack Cinderace because everything else is more important. Because Wo-Chen is at full health and it can definitely help with Darkrai. It can still chew hits from Terra Ground, +1 for it. And I believe it takes... let me double check. Palmot. Another part of my thought process was that Palmot will have to be either Scarf or Orb to knock out Cinderace from full. You will see that it is Orb. But I wasn't even thinking about Scarf at that point, to be honest. I was thinking, okay, it has to be Orb. And then if he's Orb, then hooray, he's not Scarf. Well, he could have been Scarf too, and it would have been just as bad, so... Because then he's probably going to outspeed my Scarfers. He was also Scarf in Prep, so that's incorrect. I was being conditioned there as well. Yep, see, I can't go this. I can't go Wo-Chen because he is going to 2-hit. So I am going to have to sack Cinderace. Not actually a bad play. You just don't ever want to sack it in full health, in my opinion. Bring you out, and we do get rid of Palma, which is great because it's a huge threat. Again, these double Scarfers really coming in handy. At this point, very obvious, very telegraph play. He's going to Terra and tidy up. So I know that I can go hard, Goodra. We have our Shuka Berry, and at this point, it's coming down to rolls. The thing is, okay, if he's Jolly, I don't think I guaranteed Live 2. Yeah, I've done the calcs, and I wasn't exactly positive whether he was Jolly or Adamant, because for both hits that he's going to get off on me, I'm not positive what he is. But at any rate, Wo-Chen can live another one, and that would probably be the best use of Wo-Chen if indeed I die here. I'm thinking it's not likely that I die here. I did the calc. It's an 18.8% roll that I die to Jolly, and a 68 one if I will die to Adamant. Again, I do not recall whether it was more likely he was Jolly or Adamant. I didn't think to ask before recording this, so it would have been probably smart. But at any rate, we are going to live the TB ground that time and finish off Burret, which will probably... How did we forget to change the ability on? Oh, well, I mean... Oh, you know what? Brisk would have been really smart there. But at the same time, I'm going to win anyway. Because, well, I mean, what's he going to do? Not try and hit through my Shuka? Terra Blast and do the thing. I mean, anyway, he came in on Passimian, so it didn't matter. It was going to be Scarf, so yeah, never mind. Changing the ability doesn't matter. He's going to bring in the Golem. Well, okay, I think I can get another hit off, and obviously I have to sack either way. But he's actually faster than than Goodra, which is really interesting. I don't really know what this set was. I'm thinking he might have just been, you know, a Rock's lead with a lot of speed to, you know, get stuff off over my defensive Mons, maybe. which he ends up doing because I decided to go Wo Chen here, which is pretty stupid because actually Passimian just kills from this point. And I don't know, I guess I wanted to get Wo Chen in, and I'm thinking, well, you know, Wo Chen is just faster than Golem. Yeah, well, he was just faster than Gudra, and I even remarked on it at the time. So, oh yeah, and I did forget to change my nicknames in my shiny. That's not contributing to my subpar play here because it had been kind of trending this way for a while. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I always want to change my nicknames and do my shiny for some symmetry. Go ahead, Gudra, and he's gonna do a ton to me with Earthquake. And okay, well, maybe I still win with Wo Chen. No, he's gonna take me out with the EQ here. And here, I go Passimian, not even, you know, realizing that this is actually faster than my Adamant Scarf Passimian. There was no way for me to get over. Like I said, I think I'd top out at like 1 point slower or something like that. I might even speed type with a 427 if I'm, you know, max Jolly. But I'm also thinking that he's. I'm not thinking at this point that he's not full Spadef. I'm not full speed. Excuse me. Yeah. Some Christian words. Yeah. But at any rate, yeah, this to me is the crowning jewel of the bad plays. It does end up working out for us because we do outspeed and we CC. And I don't know, I guess I was just thinking I didn't want to miss with play rough or whatever. But yeah, so we end up getting that call right, I guess. Kind of looked into it. We do win the game. At the end of the day, we just kind of we win just because he didn't really have a check to Passimian, which is crazy to think. But I mean, you know, the team is not the best. That's kind of the point of the team. He's just limited in what he can do with it. However, we did come pretty close to getting swept by Furret. I think this is a good opportunity to take a step back and say that, you know, we need to focus in a little because we want to win this season because we have lost twice in finals the past 2 leagues. Man, I just don't want that. I'm not trying to disrespect Xander at all. I think he is definitely one of the best players in the league. And he actually took me closer to my limit than most people have up until this point with superior teams, and that just speaks to how good he is. So yeah, we are now 6-0. We are one of 2 6-0 teams, but we're still only second in the league because Davey, the Ega Hydragons, I don't know if that's a Tech 9 reference or what, but yeah, that guy is dangerous. His team with the Terracurum, I prepped heavily this week with Doge. It was still too much. It was a very scary team, but yeah, so maybe that's what it will come down to at the end of the season unless upset occurs. And there's still plenty of 1-loss teams as well, so they're very much in the running. Xander, unfortunately, now is 2-4, but I really hope he's having fun with a Furret and some more fun mons on his team that I like. Espeon is a fun mon. Frostmoth is a mon I've wanted to draft for a very long time. Palmod is actually incredible in draft. And Darkrai, of course, finally in ban. So yeah, I don't know if I would say good luck the rest of the season. He actually can get to a winning record, and also it's a 12-team playoff. So we're going for a bye there. It may be guaranteed at this point. I'm not sure. Don't think so. I think I need one more win to guarantee that. But yeah. Goodbye.